Hey masqueraders, thank you so much for your commitment to wear a mask and for your order. I'm so excited to get you a mask that is a joy to wear. So, first off, we need a couple supplies, a marking device, and I'm using a permanent marker today so you can see it on camera, but I'd recommend eyeliner or cornstarch dipped Q-tip to mark points on the face so it can remain consistent as you measure. I'll also be showing you a little bit about if you wear glasses and how to deal with those for the least amount of fogging possible. And you need a flexible measuring tape. If you don't have one of these available, and I recognize that not everybody does, you can use a piece of string and then measure it against a ruler after each measurement. So note that you should measure from where you want the mask to ultimately sit. I want mine to sit up a little bit higher and closer to my ears, so I measure from those points. So our 7 measurement points, the first of which is the cheekbone apex. So tuck my ear back here. And if you feel around, I have pointy cheekbones, so it's pretty easy to find on me, but if you don't, push down and find where the boniest part is, where the least amount of flesh is, and mark that. Next is the center of nose bridge, and I have a bony part in my nose that I like it to sit right on. So I mark it right there. If you're wearing glasses, you want it to sit just underneath the bridge of the glasses. And if you're wearing glasses lower like mine, you may want to have it end up slightly higher at the orbital bone, or if you wear glasses here, you might want it to end slightly lower than the orbital. And this prevents mask fogging as much as possible. And this better fit does the same thing, but we want it to be comfortable for you for all day use. So I'm going to find my orbital bone right where the soft part begins, and I like to sit a little bit lower, just underneath the ridge, personally. Right there. So next is the tip of the nose. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Next is the chin drop. This one, you can end it right here, but I like mine to end curled under the chin just a little bit. So if you push and feel, you can feel the apex of that jawbone underneath. And I like mine to sit just where the fleshy part starts, but not too much further down. So right about there. Next up is the jaw apex, and same deal, find the least fleshy part. You can have it sit up a little bit higher if you'd like, but then you'll expose some of your jawline, up to you. I like mine to sit right at that highest part of the jawbone. And this will be the final length of the mask. The last measurement is parallel with the bottom of your earlobe between these 2 points in a straight line. Right about there. For some people, that measurement might be very, very similar or the same. If it is the same, just put that same measurement in each of the boxes, and that's completely fine. If you've chosen the ear loops instead of the around the head straps, I'd recommend that you just put this point for both of these measurements. If it sits all the way down here for the ear loops, there's a greater likelihood of it scrunching, and I prefer mine to be more flat against my jaw. And so the 10 measurements we're going to take begin with the top of the ear connection to the center of the nose bridge. I'm going to come in pretty close here so you can see exactly where I'm measuring between. You'll want to close your eye for this one because it goes straight across it. So mine ends at about 4 3/4. 3 3/4. There we go. It's hard to do it in mirror. The next one is the upper center of nose to the iris, and this one's a little bit complicated. You might have someone help you with this or do this in a mirror. I'm going to do the best I can. So, center of iris to nose bridge. If you're looking straight, mine's about 1 3/8. Next up is the same point, the iris to the eye socket dip, and that's right where that orbital bone starts. So looking straight forward, I can't see it from here, but I know mine's about 3/4 of an inch, and that's what it'll be for most people. If you have a longer face, it could be up to an inch, maybe a little bit over, so whatever it measures for you is great. Next up is upper nose to nose tip. Pretty self-explanatory there. 1 3/4, 1.5 for me. Then tip of nose to chin drop. About 4 1/4. And then the same measurement taken again with your jaw completely slack. Not opening it too much, not activating these muscles here, just letting it hang loose. About 4.5. Next is cheekbone apex to lobe bottom. Cheekbone apex to lobe bottom, about a little high there, 2. And then jaw apex to top of ear to jaw apex. So same point there to jaw apex is 3. And the final one is jaw apex to chin drop, which is 3.5. So that's all the measurements that we're going to take today. Thank you so much for sticking around, and thank you again for your order, and I'm so excited to get you your mask.